Hi, everybody. This is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? Welcome to my TikTok clip series. I hope you all enjoy. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you get anything from my work, an epiphany, a connected dot, a mind explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, artwork to create, paint tips, please support me in this channel. All the information is at the bottom of the description. AllyKat211 is my website. There you can see all my artwork, pyramids, lots of epoxy stuff and creations, gem skulls and floral skulls. I do a lot of different things, so check my artwork out. And if you like anything that you see, please email me. I do sell stuff. Also, if you would like to support the channel in another way, 3D memberships is the only tier that I have. And guess what? You get free entries into my raffles. I give away pieces of artwork. Someone won a pyramid, a skull. Who knows what's going to be next? So you get a free entry if you become a member, and you also get channel member only content. So far, I've been doing collective oracle card readings for all the members collectively, not each individual. Join the beautiful community with lives that I do. I go live on Tuesday, normally, and Fridays, Friday Night Live, and Craft and Sip Tuesdays. And we have a lot of fun. I have a large community of amazing, beautiful souls who contribute to the beautifulness of this channel. It's about unity. I'm just a conduit of source, and they're also. So we're here helping so many people heal and just self-express authentically. Most of these TikToks are little clips. So I hope that you guys enjoy. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within. Be the shoulder, be the lighthouse, seed your truths, enjoy, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Thank you for all your love, your abundance. Light the path forward. Bye for now.
Blessings, this is Allison from AllyKat Creations, and I'm reading currently on my channel The Seventh Seal. And this paragraph is something that I hope to impart on all of you, maybe to help explain things from my perspective, but it's written from the author. In regard to our souls and their relation to God, I can best explain my thought by an illustration. Imagine a glass filled only with air and sunlight. Let the glass full of air and sunlight represent a soul, saying that the air is God within the soul functioning as mind, and the sunlight is God as spirit. Of course, it is really all one and the same spirit, but manifesting itself in different ways, as the air and sunlight in the glass would be just a part of the air and sunlight in the room, that in the room would represent God in the whole universe. You could readily see then what your soul is. It is just your individual share of God's mind and spirit to have and use. This covers the definition of soul as being the limit of consciousness, and shows how at the same time you are in God and God is in you. Your life is your conscious share of God's life. And the fact that you have this individual part of God to realize and enjoy carries with it the responsibility of choice and of giving expression to the divinity which is in you, or which you are. The garden of your own soul is your personality to tend, and personally to tend. This is huge. And that's a really good analogy for those who have a hard time thinking about the unity consciousness, that we're all one, that we're all source, that we're just little individualized fractals of a bigger whole, having experience and expressing it individually through a personality and ego. Holographic in nature and quantum in the field. There's so much to this woman's work. It's also on the Curtis website. I'm not a fan of some of the chapters she's having in this book, but so far this chapter is pretty accurate in my estimation, in my heart alignment. So if you're interested, go see my channel, AllyKat211, where I do the full reading of this chapter. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support, your love, your light. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within. Be the shoulders. Be the lighthouse. Seed your truths. Have a blessed and beautiful day. Bye for now. Blessings, everybody. This is Allison from Allykat Creations. How are you? Once again, the voice of Isis is blowing my mind, and it's nothing that I haven't said already in my body of work, but people like books. I love them. This chapter's on power, and this opening paragraph is astounding. Let me share. Man is made in the image of God. This image, however, is not the corporeal likeness of a personal God. For God has no personality which can be imitated. But if we take God to mean the supreme power which is sent forth from the Absolute, and through whose many manifestations all things are brought forth, then we must recognize that this God must have all power. It is in the image of the all power that man is made. Jesus, I call Jesus Yeshua, who stands as a symbol of perfected man, said, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. If this be true of the highest type of man, it is potentially true of all men, for all power is given unto man because he is created in the image of God. Although in most men this power is latent, because man in the aggregate has not yet come into his birthright at one with his Father in heaven or higher self. The omnipotent powers of God operate through intelligent centers of power in the manifested universe. And to make it possible for perfected man to have all power in heaven and in earth, and to fulfill the prophecy that he shall become as one of us, the gods, these centers of power must have their more or less active reflections in man, for man is truly the microcosm of the macrocosm. All the lower kingdoms have certain powers, but only man has the powers of the Godhead, with which he is, when he manifests them as his own, he can create the new heaven and the new earth of the apocalypse, wherein dwelleth righteousness. When man awakes to a realization that all powers in heaven and in earth are latent within himself, in heaven the powers of the Godhead, in earth the powers of all creatures and all nature, he will begin to reclaim his lost heritage, lost only in the sense of his having deserted it. 'Cause we fell into density and matter and qualia. I can't wait to read more of this. Fantastic first start of a chapter. Please visit my YouTube channel, AllyKat211 on YouTube. That's where you can get the full rating of this fantastic book. It's fantastic. Love it. And I say these things in different verbiage on my channel, but pretty much it's all within, and nothing is outside of yourself besides distraction, chaos, and stuff that you're purging. So, sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within, especially heart alignments. Be the shoulder. Be the biggest lighthouse. Seed your truths. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you for your support. Until the next time, bye for now. Blessings, everybody. This is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? I'm going to read something from the Curtis books, The Voice of Isis, the Power chapter. This might help some of you. As to how to obtain and use these powers, they are yours now. They are in constant activity, and unless consciously directed toward the unification of mankind and God love, they are adding their force to the misery of life, both in your own body and in the whole cosmos. Hence, there is but one thing to do. Realize that God is love, and that love is the one great law of all life, manifesting in you in this sevenfold path of power. If the realization seems difficult, set to work at it in earnest. Repeat it to yourself again and again. Breathe it. Vitalize it with the life principle. Think of it. Will it. Grasp it. Impress it upon every atom of your manifested expression of being. And the ultimate result can only be victory. When you synthesize your 6 powers and the 7th, the power of becoming one in consciousness with God love, which is the power proceeding from the heart and always spoken of as the power of the diamond heart or the heart doctrine, then you can have nothing to fear, for perfect love casteth out fear. This is the power of becoming one with your higher self. Its seat is in the heart. For in the heart are centers corresponding to and connected with all the centers, as an electric switchboard may be connected with many substations. Therefore, by cultivating the heart qualities and dwelling in peace and love, you can awaken and dominate all the centers and make their cultivation easier. This is not some far-off possibility. For the instant you synthesize all your powers in the heart and seek to subvert your life and action to the law of love, you are one in aim with your higher self, and this higher self will manifest more and more through you. Then there will be no death, for death will be swallowed up in victory. You have nothing to fear, for you are all powerful. You have not but to direct your powers in accord with the universal law of God, which is love. So true. And I say this in a lot of my own workings and in my own channelings. You are evolving. Your higher self is merging with your ego. The old self, the old paradigm, the old ways of doing is shifting, and your higher self is taking the helm of your ego and moving it forward. It's merging together. Merging. It's beautiful. Now, they're so brilliant. And this, again, was written a very long time ago. So we're in this stage right now. I know I am astrologically, the planetary alignments, there's so much change going on in the outside world, but it's also going on in the inside world. A lot of us are maturing. A lot of us are having the universe kind of kick our butts in very harsh ways. And I know I'm getting my butt kicked right now. But this chapter was fantastic. Please go check it out on AllyKat211 on YouTube, where you can see the whole... I read the whole chapter and the whole book. And it's a privilege and an honor to be able to read their work. So please go check it out. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within. Be the shoulder, be the lighthouse, seed your truths, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you for your support, your love, your gratitude, and just hanging in there and liking. Until the next one, guys, have a fantastic and blessed day. Bye for now. Blessings, everybody. This is Allison from Allykat Creations. I have some very interesting, fun tidbits with Mr. Spinoza right here. I'm going to quote, "As these things could not have been brought into being by God in any but the actual way and order which has obtained, and as the truth of this proposition follows from the supreme perfection of God, we will have no sound reason for persuading ourselves to believe that God did not wish to create all things which were in his intellect, and to create them in the same perfection as he had understood them. But it will be said, there is in things no perfection nor imperfection. That which is in them, and which causes them to be called perfect or imperfect, good or bad, depends solely on the will of God. If God had so willed, he might have brought it about that what is now perfect should be extreme imperfection, and vice versa. What is such an assertion but an open declaration that God, who necessarily understands that which he wishes, might bring it about by his will that he should understand things differently from the way in which he does understand them? This, as we have just shown, is the height of absurdity. Wherefore, I may turn the argument against its employers as follows. All things depend on the power of God. In order that things should be different from what they are, God's will would necessarily have to be different. But God's will cannot be different, as we have just clearly demonstrated, from God's perfection. Therefore, neither can things be different. I confess that the theory which subjects all things to the will of an indifferent deity and asserts that they are all dependent on his fiat is less far from the truth than the theory of those who maintain that God acts in all things with the view of promoting what is good. For those latter persons seem to set up something beyond God, which does not depend on God, but which God is acting, looks to as an example, or which he aims at as a definite goal. This is only another name for subjugating God to the dominion of destiny, an utter absurdity in respect to God, whom we have shown to be first and only free cause of the essence of all things, and also of their existence. I need therefore to spend no time in refuting such wild theories. A very interesting take, and one that, seriously, I haven't seen this book in years, and opened it up, turned to that page, and ding, 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 chicken winner dinner. Take that as you will. But if you follow me and follow my channel and my YouTube channel, you know that God's in all things. There is everything beyond good and evil, and the will of God is the will of all. Oops. Oh well. Shucks. So, sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within, be the shoulder, be the lighthouse, seed your truths, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for your gratitude, your support, your likes, and your love. And this is a very fantastic book with a lot of perception. It's Benedict de Spinoza on the improvement of the understanding the ethics correspondence. Good read. Pick it up if you're interested. And bye for now. Blessings, everybody. This is Allison from Allykat Creations. How are you? I just started reading the Seventh Seal. I'm going to do part 1 and 2. This is chapter 7. And this is awesome. Analyze your feelings on each occasion that arises to learn just how you feel and why you feel so. By doing this, you will discover just where your weaknesses lie and will know where your efforts for reform must be directed. Then, when you have gotten the lesson there is in it for you, cease to think of the incident. Do not be discouraged if it takes hard work. The hard work in this case will be in learning to let go of some feeling or rancor you are tempted to cherish. But continue to try until you feel that you are master of your spirit and can quickly let go of any unprofitable impulse. Quote, "He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city." End quote. Proverbs. To forgive, however, does not mean that we must feel approval for the fault of the one forgiven. We are not required to lower our standard of right until it can include the misdeeds of those less developed. But while not loving the deed, we should nevertheless love the struggling, evolving doer of the deed, remembering the divinity inherent within him, which is the common heritage of each and all, though so often unrecognized and unexpressed. But this is the very condition which calls for kindly service on the part of those who are farther advanced to help him find his higher self. If while knowing an act to be wrong, we could take the larger view and bear in mind the primal cause of the act, the impulse for greater life and happiness, which all alike are seeking, misunderstood and misdirected, and can look beyond the deed and wish to help the one whose unenlightened condition caused him to do so and such act, then we may know we have truly forgiven. I did a channel member only oracle cards, and forgiveness came up multiple times in the reading the last 2 days, and it's showing up now in the book. So it's not an easy task to forgive the negative polarized side of source and all of those that are not in the awareness that some of us are in. It's hard because they're giving us contrast in the world, and we personalize it and we attach feelings to it, not realizing soul contracts and not realizing they know not. And when you walk the higher road and you come into neutrality to see things for as they are, all at 1 minute with source, forgiveness is a little bit easier to obtain. But the first place you need to forgive is yourself. So check out my channel on YouTube, AllyKat211, where you can see the whole reading of this book up to this chapter. And I'm only doing part 1 of The Way of Obtainment because it's a long chapter and I break things up so that it's easy to digest. So, sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within, be the shoulder, be the lighthouse, seed your truths, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I appreciate all of you. Bye for now. Blessings, everybody. This is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? Hope you're having a blessed and beautiful day. On my YouTube channel, AllyKat211, I am currently reading The Voice of Isis, Chapter 13, and this brief outline of evolution is mind-exploding. Not only is it having features of the Law of One of Ra, but it's also talking about Blavatsky and like merging the two into a beautiful compendium of amazement. And it's nothing short of confirmation for me. As I say, I've said this stuff for a long time, but now there's validity to the things that I say because it's multiple places. I'm going to read a little section for you guys. The great spiritual masters constituting the higher degrees of each ray gained their godlike perfection in previous world periods of almost immeasurable length and gained mastery over the cosmic forces while upon the lunar chain of globes. Hence they are called our lunar ancestors, our fathers, Pitris. But they still need the experience of guiding the evolution of this darkest, because the lowest of planets, the Earth, to perfect them in wisdom. After they had enjoyed a rest or a period of withdrawal from activity and manifestation for incalculable eons, they took up the formation and evolution of this planet. By the power of concentrated divine will and wisdom, they consciously formed and brought into manifestation our Earth as an advanced field wherein to train and further the evolution of humanity. They did this by first projecting from themselves into the centers where the inert matter for the new planet was sleeping in darkness, the thought forms of that which was to be, and later projected their astral bodies. This inert matter comprised all the material on all planes, which they, in the course of their evolution toward godhood, had thrown off and had not had the opportunity to spiritualize and redeem. Hence it was laid aside until they had gained the godlike power, which would enable them consciously to redeem all their emanations and creations. If each soul was required to redeem in one life all its mistakes and spiritualize every atom with which it had been concentrated and connected in even one life, the cycle of necessity would be never ending. Instead of this, all tasks that are beyond the strength of the soul in any one incarnation are held back until it has grown strong enough, little by little, to work them out. However, the essence of all the mistakes remains with the evolving planet as a part of world karma. So that when the evolving soul reaches a point where it can begin consciously to redeem its leftovers, it will also help to redeem the same influences in the world karma. And that, guys, is where we're at right now. Each of the lives you're concurrently living in and unfolding in the quantum states, in the multiverse, the many worlds theory, I'm a big believer of that. We are seeing this playing outside of us, world karma. And each and every one of us that is evolving and understanding the expansive knowledge that is gaining itself through our experiences, we are shining bright and we're helping all of the time gaps, the quantum leapings, the amazement that is happening right now in the Schumann resonance, time dilations, timeline jumping. We're doing this and we're helping the world out by individually going in and doing the work. This also reflects on Ra, the subdensities, the rays of color, each ascended master having a ray that it obtains to. Daniel Scranton, who is a channeler, is beautiful. He channels Saint Germain, and Saint Germain always comes in saying, I'm Saint Germain from the violet flame. That's just the ray. So the Phoenix journals I've read on my channel also, each of the ascended masters have a ray that they hold. So very amazing stuff. I read the full chapter on my channel. Go check it out. And thank you for your love, your support, your gratitude, your abundance, your Amish mindset, and sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within. Be the shoulder for somebody. Be the lighthouse. Seed your truths. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Blessings, everybody. This is Allison from Allykat Creations. How are you? I'm reading the 7th seal, and there's a portion here that I would love to share with you. To broaden your horizon and gain a more comprehensive outlook on life, get acquainted with the literature of the New Thought, if you are not already familiar with it. This new philosophy of life, or truth, as it is sometimes called, affords an uplift that will change despondency to hope. But in saying this, it is also necessary to mention the fact that there is much more that may be found in bookstores under this general caption, which must be discriminated against as really harmful. Prove all things. Hold fast that which is good. And among the diversity of opinions, beware of the error that the whole of life can be worked out on any two of the three planes of our existence, physical, mental, and spiritual. The writers who, while no less spiritual, are also rational and recognize the divine and eternal purpose of our triune nature will be found most helpful to read after, for a conception of the truth no less broad than this is what must eventually bring order out of confusion that seems to exist in the minds of many authors and teachers of the truth. I have heard it said that one's intellect was a hindrance to his understanding of the truth. Of course, the teacher who said this was anxious to help those seeking light, but did not in the case make a correct statement, and such misstatements are likely to be very confusing and discouraging to some. The failure to realize the value and importance of spiritual perception is a hindrance to your advancement in the truth, for this transcends mere intellect. But even spiritual perception could not function independently of intellect. The two together might be likened, in a way, to the powerful telescope in the observatory. The intellect, the bulky machinery that holds the lens in place, and spiritual perception, the lens itself. But it is evident that either one without the other would not be a perfect instrument. Our intellect is of God, just as much as any other part of us, and was given to us to use. The point is to use it to the highest purpose and develop spiritual perception by going at times into the silence, quieting the physical senses as far as possible, and letting the mind retire to the stillness within. Then listen to be taught of the Spirit concerning the truth of life, and carry this knowledge back to the outer consciousness, until more and more of the whole mind becomes illumined by the light within. Thus grows the sum of our knowledge of the truth which transforms men, the truth, facts, which we shall know, that will make us free. I thought that was a very powerful section in the Seventh Seal. Not one of my favorite books, but it's also on the Curtis's website. This is by Jeanette Agnes. Beautiful. I'm reading this on my channel on AllyKat211 on YouTube. I was just going to give you my website, but we don't need to go there. I'm doing the full read of this second part of this section. It is very, very intriguing and something I say and speak on my channel at all times. So please go check it out. Thank you for watching. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within, be the shoulder, be the lighthouse, see your truths. My gratitude and appreciation to all of you, and I hope to see you on the next one. Have a blessed and beautiful day. Bye for now. Blessings, everybody. This is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? I hope you're having a blessed day. Today, the voice of Isis, of course. New chapter, the law. And this is mighty juicy. All life is law. There is but one law. Love. All life and all law is vibration. Hence, the law of love must manifest through the whole gamut of vibration, becoming thus both the law and fulfilling of the law. When God, law, love, sent his only begotten Son, the light, to earth, there shot forth a great shaft of living fire, vibrant with creative force, into the darkness, the germs of unmanifested life, where at once a cyclic motion was begun in every atom, and all things began their cyclic evolution, worlds, creatures, atoms, each with its own innate potency awakened to activity by the light. The spirit or breath, which moved on the face of the waters, some faint conception of how this ray of force cleaves the darkness can be gathered by watching a sky rocket shooting up into the blackness of the night. For some instance, it is apparently a solid shaft of fire, yet in reality every particle is in rapid cyclic vibration. Every molecule is swirling at a high rate, and only because of this vibratory force is the rocket propelled onward. The law followed by the tiny atoms of fire in the path of the rocket is the same law that governs worlds, planets, suns, and systems. Each turns around its own axis, yet all continue upon their own appointed paths, upward and onward into new regions. While each turns upon its own axis and circles around its own sun, so the whole universe is being propelled onward through space, changing conditions through which it passes, and by the very force of its cycle vibration, setting all it contacts into a motion of its own. It is this great law, divine love, which creates all things and holds them to their appointed paths, that they may evolve their germs of good and transmute their germs of evil. For evil is but the opposition to the law. The light is the firstborn and only begotten Son of God, for it is the first expression of God force or love to manifest, just as terrestrial light is the primeval manifestations of our visible sun, and light includes within itself all vibrations. Just as the rays of the sun start the seed to growing in the earth and ultimately draw back again the force of the perfected tree, so the only begotten Son of God through love, both plants and seed of immortality in earth conditions, matures it and brings it to perfection, that it may be indrawn into the Father. This is going to be one of the most prolific chapters I've read so far. And I say that all the time because these geniuses back in the early 1900s wrote this book, and it's mind-blowing. Check it out on my channel, AllyKat211 on YouTube. I can't wait to upload this video, and this is just a little portion of a big chapter that I hard align with. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within. Be the shoulder. Be the lighthouse. Seed your truths. And I hope to see you all in the next one. I appreciate all of you. Have a blessed and beautiful day. Light the path forward. Bye for now. Blessings, everybody. This is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? I'm reading a new Curtis book today, The Inner Radiance, and I would like to share some stuff with you. Back of all evolution, there is an inner power, a manifestation of life, an inner radiance, which pushes the unfoldment of all forms of life from atoms to planets on their destined perfected manifestation. The essence of this inner radiance is the outbreathing of the Supreme Being, the divine breath, which manifested as the sacred word, which brought all things into expression, and which in man becomes embodied in flesh as the divine indweller. Science has proved that every form of life expresses some aspect of radiant energy or inner radiance. In fact, each form is fashioned by and exists for the express purpose of permitting its particular aspect of the inner radiance to manifest on earth. Much as the hard shell of the wholesome nut exists for the purpose of enabling the soft, tender meat to survive and manifesting conditions which, without the outer shell, would crush and destroy it and prevent its expression here on earth. Every physical form is but an aggregation of material and other substances held together by and through which a particular aspect, current, or vibration of the divine one life finds expression. And only by the steady pressure from within outward of the gyration of the inner radiance, this mysterious life force can the inner and unseen pattern unfold, materialize in matter, and evolve into the full expression of perfection it is intended to manifest. For, like the knot, the inner pattern, which was breathed out by the Creator through the divine mind, must have a protecting covering of physical substance, it can fulfill its destiny. Which destiny was imprinted upon it, it was sent forth into manifestation. And it is through the evolution of this outer forms, which are continually modified to accommodate the progressive unfolding of inner pattern, that the inner radiance molds all physical matter ultimately to embody God's will for that form. Already, I love this book. Already, the Curtises are on top of it, and I am going to read the full chapter or chapters in my next YouTube video. So go check me out at AllyKat211 on YouTube to get the full reading. But this right here was written pre-1935. It was published in 35, but it's been around and new to me. But this is information that I speak all the time and one that I totally heart align with. So please go check that out, and I hope that you got something from it, even if it's just a validation for yourself. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within. Be the shoulder. Be the lighthouse. Seed your truths. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you for your gratitude, your abundance, your love, your prosperity, and well wishes. Please have a blessed day, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.